Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, streamers, how you doing? Charles back again for another great show. How you guys doing? Hope you had a great time. Great Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers back there. I know I'm kind of late on it, but we gotta wish Happy Father's Day. Father's Day should be year round. You know, Anybody listening, if you think Father's Day should be year round, put it in the comments that you agree. Father's Day should be year round. Okay. While you're putting it in the comments, let's bring back on my partner in crime, Leo.
Hi there, Charles. I think you've gone and annoyed 51% of the world there with that. I think their mothers will probably kill you for that one. But there you go. I like the idea. I'm just not going to support you on that one.
Well, we're gonna see what they all say in the comments. We'll just, I'll let you look at the comments. There you go.
I'm looking at the comments. Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that everybody could join us today on a beautiful Saturday. Where are you calling in from? Let us know where you're calling in from so we can shout you out, because it's been a while. We miss you guys, and I hope you've been streaming and having a great time. So where are you streaming in from? What are they saying? Where are they coming in from?
We've got loads of comments coming in. We've got greetings from all over the world of people, but please tell us where you're actually watching from. It'll be great to follow and know where people are. Just say what you're up to. Say what you're up to. Tell us, ask us questions. We're here. The big difference with this show. The big difference with this show is this is the one where we don't just ask you questions. If you've got reviews, we would like to bring you on screen. But for that, we need you to join in the green room, and we'll bring you on when we can.
Okay, I see Las Vegas. I see California. I see Philippines, Cali. I see Los Angeles. Man, a lot of you guys are tuning in this afternoon. Love to see you guys. Love to have you here. Love it. Ohio, what's going on? All right. So
there's got to be some people from my side of the neck of the woods, isn't there?
That's what they say. Leo, tell everybody where you're coming in from.
So I'm coming in from Richmond, just part of London, just on the edges of London. So that is a real background, and we may get round to how I make a real background with real lights appear, and you can still see me.
There you go. Oh no, we got Egypt in there.
We have. This is looking good.
Adam, how you doing, my friend? Long time viewer, Adam. Make sure you check Adam's show out. He does a lot of great content. Is there Brazil? Okay, we got to fly to some of these places.
Yeah, well, we'll have to ask Christian. I'm not sure. That's where he is today. He's out looking at all these places for us.
We got to do a live show from some of these places. That would be fantastic. We just keep flying to different locations and do a live show from each location. There you go. We'll check that out. All right, so let's get right into it. Like Leo said, this is a part about helping you out. We've been talking, weekly about how can we help you take your streams to the next level. Not only take it to the next level, what are you streaming for? What's the streaming all about? Is it just for fun, or is it for business? Because there's different ways you can stream for fun and different ways you can stream for business. There's a lot of tools in here that can help you take your brand from this level to the next level. So what are you guys streaming for? Put it in the comments. I want to know, are you streaming it for fun, or are you streaming it for business? Which one is it? Put it in the comments so we know what our topic is for today. It's up to you, fun or business. We're going to go with what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, and that's it. And we want to, as Charles has said, StreamYard has a lot of features for a lot of reasons and a lot of ways of using it. And I do a lot of business with it. I do a huge amount of events where people turn around to me and they always comment when we use StreamYard. It's like, I didn't realize you can make events look that good. And it is the power of StreamYard that we use. And the power sometimes is about the subtlety. It's not about making everything go bang, 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 zoom, 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 which is what you may want to do if you're doing it from a home perspective. But from there on business, it's using the features slowly and carefully to make them happen.
Hey, I see Payo Time on there, LA Rams. He's got a great channel. But hold on, Payo Time, I think you started off for fun, but didn't it turn into some type of business? I would love to have you on the show to talk about how you've changed stuff and how you've streamlined and you got a whole bunch of new followers. I'd like to have you on there so you have a chance, log on into the green room. So we have business, fun into business. That's interesting.
And to give you an example, I'm just going to change the brand quickly. I'm going to go from the bubble to
Mhm.
the minimal, and you'll see that just changing that banner, just changing that changes the use and the look and the feel for this, so that
Right.
you can actually change between them. And it gives a different look and a different way that you actually use it, and that's how you can same tools, same thing, but it makes a big difference to how you look. And I'll just change again back to I like the block one actually, because I think it gives a nice feel about certain things when they're going on there.
And then here's the main thing why when I first saw StreamYard and I said I have to jump on this, branding. A lot of other programs does not help you brand. With StreamYard,
Yeah,
you can brand this whole thing into your company. And that's what I've done with my show. The branding is subtle. You can make it in your face, or you can just add little things here and there. So, for example, if you wanted to add your logo to the top, so I'm going to put the logo right there in the top corner. That's a subtle way of just branding yourself. Okay, you just put it in there during the show. You might be talking about an event, or how we can help you. You can brand a poster. You just bring it up just like that. Simple ways of just adding yourself. Hey, our next show, here's a host and blah 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 blah. That's just another way of just branding yourself. A lot of other programs don't help you brand and take you to the next level, right? So, all right. So it looks like it's a lot about what business you're seeing here, Leo.
yeah. We're seeing lots and lots of people saying that it varies. Some are saying about the business, some are saying about they doing it for fun. I'd argue if you're doing it for business and it's not fun, you're not doing it right. That's another side.
And
But
here's
we want people to join the green room. We want you to come in. We do have a green room so that we can make sure we can hear you. We can make sure we can see you before you join. The link to the green room is in the chat. So if you're watching this, wherever you're watching this, please join the chat. Join the green room. When you come in, we'll check out everything's working before we bring you on, because one of the key features that you want to make sure is that you can hear and see people if they're joining your live event.
And
So
here's I'm gonna pull this one up real quick because this one I think is cool. Adam just mentioned it and it's fantastic. Banner and scrolling banners. Okay, so that's another way of branding yourself and giving information. All right, you can make your own. And here's the funny thing is with banners and scrolling banners, and I'll show you an example at the bottom if you don't know that it's possible. You can brand yourself and give and make your own banners in different programs like Canva and some other ones and actually upload them into StreamYard. That's the beauty about this. At first, I thought you had to use theirs. I thought I was stuck. You know what I mean, Leo? I thought I can only use theirs. There's nothing I can do. But as time goes by, I started making my own style, making my own little things to go with what I'm doing. I do on my
yeah,
show, I do something that's called rapid fire. So I asked my
yeah.
guests a lot of rapid fire questions. So what I did is I built my own flames. So I have sound effects. And when I said, now it's time for rapid fire, I hit the button and all these flames show up on the screen and disappear. And then my guests know it's time for rapid fire, right?
So
So
I really like that. I'd even to Charles, I'd say it's so good. I'll give you some confetti for that.
there you, and there you go. See, there's some more things you can do. Because for me, I'm like Leo, we do productions. So when I had a show and kids were graduating, every time a kid graduated and we put them on screen, what do? We gave them confetti.
It's
Right?
great. It's great. And that's actually a good point to mention. One of the things that everybody always talks about when they talk about engagement of their own channel and how they get people to be engaged and how they get people to be more involved. Um, if you do get people commenting, it's really important to actually say their names,
Yes. Yes.
because I could sit there and I say, when I say something like Sam Silver says, I love the ticker tape at the bottom of the screen, it makes a big difference to him, and it makes a big difference to everybody else watching, because they know that you're actually got people involved in the show. Petty Talks TV is asking, can you share your flames now, Charles?
Oh, it's
Oh,
actually
you put yourself on the spot.
I'm sorry. It's actually in my own personal stream. You know, we share a stream for different
Yeah.
shows, but it's actually mine. But here's the funny thing with StreamYard, and I don't know if a lot of people understand this, you can put, well, we're all going to argue about this. Is it gifts? what do you,
There is only one. There's only one pronunciation, and it's GIF. And
Okay.
anybody else is wrong. That's the end of the discussion.
Okay, there it is. You can put gifts in StreamYard. So if you
Yeah.
find one that you like, you can upload them in different sections, and that's how I bring mine in. So it doesn't have to be just still image. You can really find something and put it in there.
And there's a thing called Easy GIF Maker. So if you've got a logo and you want to put a logo at the top, but you actually have 3 logos.
Mhm.
So what you can actually do is you can put a logo in, and it will rotate between the 3 logos that you want. So you can actually change it 3 times. How am I doing that? Let me explain that. You get easy. You go into something like Photoshop or something that will allow you to create a full screen of a logo. So with the logo in the top right hand corner, and in the overlays. So I'm going to just bring up a logo overlay here. So this one has got an overlay up here, and it's got an overlay down there. And so you create something with 3 of those in wherever position with the 3 different logos. You go into Easy GIF. I think it's called Easy GIF Creator, and you can actually then create out an overlay. I'm going to try and see if I can find one while we're on the phone here. I'm going to try and see if I can find one that I've done recently, but it's
All right.
like anything, I'm now put myself on the spot, haven't I?
Well, look here. While you're doing that, we do have actually gifts in here. So watch this. So while he's looking for his, look at the top right corner. I'm going to put a counter. What we do with our show. Boom. There. And there is the countdown.
Yeah.
So you can actually use gifts in a countdown right now. So if you have a guest and you tell the guest, okay, you have 5 minutes on the clock, give us your statement or whatever. There it is right there. And you can change them. I have a 3-minute counter right there.
And then you can change the countdowns to whichever speed you want it to be.
Yeah, and it's a great tool to use. So it doesn't just have to be your logo, like just a one picture. You can actually put,
exactly.
There it is, the countdown right there. So sorry, I don't have my fire, but hopefully that shows you right there. Did you find yours, Leo?
I haven't found one. I'm just desperately trying to find one. That I'll have to make one for next time.
Okay. Well, here's something else that I always tell everybody. I've watched a lot of your streams. Like I'm always there watching your streams on LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. There's tools to change up the view. That way it's not stagnant all the time. When people are like, well, what can I do? I don't have all those tricks and stuff. Well, StreamYard gives you tools on the bottom. So I don't know if you noticed, but when Leo was talking about what he can do, I put him full screen. So now he's the focus. He's talking about what he's doing. He's the focus of the show. When he's done, I brought us both in so we can both talk again. Okay. There's, closer image, right? There's actually side box. So I do this sometimes when I have a guest on, but I want them to know that I'm still listening to them. All I do is I put the main person right there and I'm sitting there listening because he's the main focus, but I'm still there so people know if I need to ask him any questions. Okay.
So we also use this really well for a subtle thing. When we've got 4 or 5 panelists, we'll bring in this view here. And while the person is talking, when we subtly want to say to the person, okay, you've answered the question, we need to move on, we switch back to that view. And it's a very subtle way to say to them,
get it? You're done.
It's enough. We've got a show to run. And so that's probably why you'll see Charles do that to me quite a lot today.
Oh my goodness. To be honest with you, here's the funny thing. I learn all the time as well. Because I've never tried it that way. I usually just, come in and bring them out of it because I'm a professional MC. I just bring people out. But I love that. I think that's my next way of doing it because that is absolutely fantastic. You kind of get the hint. You're at large screen and all of a sudden you shrunk down and you're both there. I think that's fantastic, Leo. So I'm going to be jotting my notes down and keeping that one myself. That's a great way.
I think the best thing about this, and I've watched a number of the other StreamYard shows, is every time you watch it or every time you listen to it, you'll find something. Either it reaffirms the way you're doing it, or you'll find a different way of doing something that you weren't aware of before. And it's just quite good to see. I'm just want to check with everybody. I put out the link for the StreamYard for our green room here. We do want you coming on. Hopefully that link's working, because I haven't seen anybody come into the green room yet, but it should work.
All right.
And it's
While
the
you're
one
doing
that's
that,
down there below.
there you go. While you're doing that as
Great.
well, there's a feature here that I want to make sure that you guys are using for your business properly. Okay, it's the shared screen. Okay, so I'm just going to put up our shared screen. Now, most times you see us on the side, okay, which is fine. But if you really want to blow up what they're talking about, there you go. We can put ourselves lower thirds on the bottom to really pull up something so people can see it. And here's the funny thing. Remember, when you're using certain things, you have to take them back out. So for example, if I'm going to use the lower third, I think I should take off this ticker, because all the ticker's doing is rolling over me and Leo, and it doesn't look good. So practice, practice, practice. And here's the other thing too. If you're gonna do that, look at our names. Our names are covering half of our faces.
Yeah.
So there's certain things.
That is a setting. That is a setting, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. So I can take that off. So I can take off names. There it goes.
No, there's another way of doing that as well, actually. Put the display names back on.
Okay.
And now if you go into your settings and in general, and it says shift up videos for comments and banners.
There you go.
It should. Is it in this one? Maybe if we go back into the bigger view, it should just into the other view. It should just shift us around.
It shifts it down. I see what you're saying.
It shifts you around. It does shift you around. There are lots of, but I think the important thing that Charles is saying is just try these things out and see. A couple of people have said they've joined in the green room, but I haven't seen them in the green room. I'm not seeing there. There are 3 people in the green room. Why are you coming in my green? I'm not seeing it.
And
I just joined the green room again. Maybe I've got a wrong URL. I will have to check this out.
Okay, and here's the funny thing.
Oh, I know why.
Now you see what's happening there? We're live. Why? Mistakes happen.
Okay.
Don't.
I know why.
Okay.
it's the new green room feature has been enabled, which we weren't going to be using, so I'm going to have to quickly change it.
Oh, we got the new one going.
I know. We're not talking about that. Let's turn that off. Let me do that, and then guys, if you're in the green room that is manually there, just join back again, and you'll get a link.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
That's it. So I'm gonna have to go and deal with the green room.
Okay.
And I'll bring up a guest for you in 2 minutes, Charles. I will be back in 2.
All right. So here's the one thing. A lot of people say, "Oh, I can't go live, and I'll make mistakes. I can't go live." That's the beauty about going live. Things happen, and that's how we learn from each other. You know, you don't want your show to be absolutely perfect. Nobody wants to see a perfect show. I'm sorry. If I'm watching something live, I want to see the mistakes. I want to see things that you do and learn from it. Everything happens. When you go to a concert or a TV show or anything like that, it's not perfect. You'll see dancers trip while they're on stage dancing. Things happen. The real thing about going live is the realness. All right. If I want to watch a pre-done video, all edited and stuff, then yeah, I'll go watch something that's pre-done and all fixed and edited. The real thing is just to go live and try it out. All right. Here's something people were asking before. All right. We have some new features that are here. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm live, I get confused between my left and my right. So we've added mirroring onto the system. What mirroring means is, okay, so I want to say, I'm going to point at my pillow, the StreamYard pillow. So to me, I know the StreamYard pillow's over here. But if I'm looking on camera, I'm thinking it's this way. Okay. You know, you get confused, your left and your right. Sometimes when you're pointing like subscribe right here, it's on my wrong side. You can actually go hit the button and go mirror that whatever you see is exactly repeating from your time. So that's a great new feature because a lot of the time when you're trying to point at what you're showing in the computer, like my trophy, you don't know your left and your rights. So try that new feature out. Now, when you're mirrored, it's only for you. The audience sees the reverse. So it just helps you out when you're going through. All right. So that's one of the new features. Try it out. It works fantastic. Because you know, a lot of times when you see people that say subscribe somewhere over here, try that out. All right. Hey, we got one guest in the green room. Peo, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up, buddy. There you go. Let's bring him to the show.
Hey, how's it going, Charles?
Nice to have you on the show, my friend. First of all, I gotta say, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, if nobody knows your channel, tell them what you stream about.
Yeah, so I stream about football, but primarily the LA Rams. So this year, having the Rams win the Super Bowl was a lot of fun. I do watch parties for all the Rams games. I'm really excited for preseason games to start back up. But I also just do general Q&A, live streams. I'm doing a series right now where I'm trying to interview one fan from every NFL team and do a game-by-game prediction, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm just trying to have as much fun on YouTube as possible. But to say this, yes, I was able to get monetized, to my opinion, relatively quickly through live streaming. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like this time last year, I was probably around like 300 subscribers. And now I am thankfully over 1,500.
There you go. And when you first came to us, I remember you were asking us, you know, what can I do to change it up? What things can I do for my background? And the little things you did, you know, tell us the story. Now you got people sending you stuff, some swag and this and that.
Yeah.
And they watched you and they're like, oh, we can help out. And then you just start blowing up.
Yeah, so like the things on my background, and I recently moved, and this is a new studio space for me. I'm thankful for in my new apartment that I got the Rams yellow painted on the walls, and I have some new Rams stuff coming to put on the walls, which I'm thankful for. But a subscriber actually sent me these two kind of merch things in the back, and you had suggested getting some merch for my own channel. Just because I have a nice little cartoon character that's a version of me that is kind of fun, and I was able to, you know, sell some mugs and some other, you know, merch that way. So it was cool to. I call it my monetized fun side hustle. I do work, you know, my full-time job regularly, but I love doing you know, this YouTube thing and live streaming, and I'll tell a quick funny story. The people that I work with mainly all women who are not interested in football at all. But one day we had a client who actually recognized me and was like, "Hey, like your Peo time, like I'm subscribed," and I you know, you get embarrassed. I'd never had that experience before. But then my coworkers were like, "Peo, like what's Peo time?" Because that's my screen name.
Right.
And my coworkers all found my channel, and they're like, "You have over 1,000 subscribers! Like, what is this? There's this whole side." So it's been a fun little thing.
So the great thing about it is, yeah, you started doing it for fun, but now you're monetizing, and it's helping you do what you love for fun for free.
Yeah.
Because now you're not paying for certain things because money's coming in. It helps you with that. But then you also got a brand, and you know, you got someone coming into your workplace and going, "Hey, Peo time," and everyone's like, wait, now I'm getting recognized. So you can take something for fun and take it to the next level just by doing certain things. Because if people go to your channel, they'll see now that you made your own avatar cartoon for yourself, right? You put that avatar on mugs and cups. You know what I mean? Now, when I'm looking for you, I look for that little cartoon guy because I know that's you. You've also made your brand. Now you're a brand. You're not just some guy on YouTube. You're a brand now. Exactly. So tell everybody how you did the branding part.
Yeah. So again, like, you know, people ask me, they're like, "What does Peo time have anything to do with the Rams?" I'll be honest, it was just a cool username in a reference to hard work, as in paying your time. And I started posting videos about the Rams and gained a little bit of traction. So the name kind of stuck that way. I do like it. It's a good name, but it has nothing to do with the Rams. But it is cool because it is a unique name, and if you search Peo Time on YouTube, you'll find me right away, which is a blessing that I've later found out. And yeah, it's cool that be like, if people from rival teams or from the Rams fandom are like, oh, Peo Time, like he talks about the Rams, like yeah, I can go to him. I can go to him, get my daily dose of Rams content, and yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. I want to encourage anyone watching that if you do get monetized, remember to if you're paying for like the StreamYard account, make sure that is tax deductible. I learned the benefits of that this year, so yeah.
There you go. Now, one thing I do like about what you're doing before we let you go is showing how you didn't just take the one show and get stuck with it. Now you're kind of branching out from that show. Like you said, now you're bringing in other guests from other teams and stuff like that. Talk about that concept, how you went from one show and branching off so you're not stagnant.
Yeah, I think honestly the biggest thing is learning to like just always kind of not be content with where your show is at. And like I look back to like my early live streams, I had no clue what I was doing. And even like my confidence on camera has grown a lot, and just like able to remember the person on the other side of the camera that's watching this on their phone or on their computer screen or sometimes their television, and being able to keep the viewer in mind. And I think with that, that's kind of what got me to a point of, well, people enjoy watching me having fun on YouTube. I'm going to keep having fun on YouTube talking about football. And maybe it's all about the Rams, but maybe, I bring on a Packers fan or a Buccaneers fan, and we can talk about football because there is different perspectives. And I love hearing, opinions and stories that are unlike my own. And it's really benefited my channel, as a whole. And
as I'm going to bring up, as Adam said, collaboration that is key, because here's a funny thing now. Okay, let's give you an example. Okay. Peo says he's got 1,500. But the person that he brought on has 1,500. So now how many views are you actually getting? 3,000. Now, Peo's viewers might have never seen this guy, but these guys' viewers may have never saw Peo's time, and they go, you know something? I might be a Chicago fan, but I like how, Peo's videos work. He's kind of cool. I like watching the games with him. And then now he just got 1 or 2 new viewers as well. So don't be scared to connect the same content. But here's a funny thing though, it has to be the same content. Yeah. For example, if I'm a baseball fan, right, and he's football, can we really talk about the same things? We can talk about sports and contracts and stuff like that, but we won't. I don't think we'll really get into who's got the best 50-yard kick compared to who's got the best home runs, right?
Yeah. Well, and even it's funny. I have a friend who, he saw what I was doing on YouTube, and he's like, "Oh, I want to start a YouTube channel." And he was starting his YouTube channel about Mario Kart, which is like, okay, that's cool. There's an audience for that. And then he's like, "Can I come on your channel and talk about Mario Kart?" And I just said no. I'm like, I don't think I don't think you want, because then I don't really play Mario Kart that much. No. Like I support you and your channel. I'll subscribe and definitely encourage you. But by no means do I feel this need to bring someone to come and talk about on my kind of football Ram centric channel to talk about Mario Kart.
All right, and don't forget here, before we let you go, what new features has StreamYard implemented that is really helping you out that you really like?
Yeah, this is my first time kind of being exposed to this green room feature. I'm excited to explore that. But I am a big fan of screen sharing, and also just what you guys were showing the audience before, where you can kind of change the size of the windows to kind of just change the perspective. Put the guest center stage, and I love the user friendly nature of StreamYard, and I just think that one of the benefits to, if you're getting into streaming, that StreamYard just does better than anyone, it's just that user friendliness to get a comment on screen. And I love, like, if there's a comment that I want to highlight and I can really pick apart, because that way when a viewer comes in and maybe they come in midway through me talking about that point, I can have that comment on screen so that the new viewer is caught up relatively fast.
There you go. There you go. Well, my friend, we're so proud of you. Keep up the great work.
Thank
And
you.
let everybody know before you go where we can catch your new show and catch you doing your stuff.
Yeah, if you put in Peo Time on YouTube, you'll find me. Peo Time, LA Rams YouTuber, and yeah, it's a good time. I do have an 8-hour stream coming up September 8th, which is the Rams home opener. It's going to be an 8-hour charity stream that I'm partnering with an organization to raise money to fight global hunger.
That's fantastic work, my friend. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right,
Happy
buddy.
streaming, everyone.
Wow. See, and that's fantastic how you can take a small show, which he started for fun. And this was, I think, a year and a half when he first started, and boom, just blew up just like that. So fantastic on that. All right, I'm going to bring Leo in for a second here. There we go. Leo's in the green room, just, about different people. But before I bring in our next guest, Leo, there's another new feature that I want to talk to you about because you do events. It's called looping.
Yes.
Right? So
looping videos.
You're looping the video. So if you have a video that's in there and you want it to play, instead of keep clicking and clicking every time, because sometimes, remember, when the video stops, it shows us real quick before it starts up a new one. There's a new feature right over it called looping. You can loop the video. Now, why is looping so important?
Well, there's 2 or 3 reasons. First of all, one of the reasons is that you always need a safety net. If you're going to, on a live show, you need to be able to get out, but you don't want to have something that's too long. So you want to be able to do it. The other reason, very similar to the looping of the audio, is that you just want to be ready. And sometimes you're not quite ready. We're going to demonstrate it, probably not with the best example, but I'm going to demonstrate it anyway. I'm going to start a countdown video. You still should be able to hear us, but you'll see that this countdown video actually says 30 seconds. Charles, you still there with me?
I'm still here, my friend. Here's another great thing before you continue.
Go on.
Do you see this feature? We can actually talk and stuff is happening. So
Absolutely.
Don't forget, you can do
and
that
as well. What's also quite useful is you can even play music, as we know. So there's music happening while we're playing this. So this is getting into that. If I had created this video with transparent, it would actually show us, it would go through and so you could actually see us in the background. So that's a great way of doing it. So you may see a lot of people have a transparent video that's just, we're getting ready to start, and they just keep looping it around the back. In fact, I will actually create a new one like that. I don't think we've got a transparent video in here at the moment, have we?
Not this one, but before the show is done, we're gonna see if we can pull one up to show everybody. But here's a funny thing about that. I made a background that says, "We'll be right back." If something happens, I get disconnected, or emergency happens, I got to go off screen. I had to make that video, "We'll be right back," for half an hour long. So I made the video for half an hour, and I uploaded that video. Now, with the looping feature, I could just upload a 30-second "We'll be right back," and it will automatically loop for me, so I don't have to do it. So that's another great feature.
You've got a guest in here. I'm going to just put in that. I actually lost I had a complete meltdown on my Mac earlier, but if you want to join us for the reviews, there is the link. Please join us. You've got a guest here. I'm going to go and sort out the other guests we've already got in there, and I'll leave you to it. I'll see you in a minute, Charles.
All right. I think it's Sky. Sky, you ready? Give me a thumbs up, buddy. There it is.
I got your 2 thumbs up. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm great, my friend. Okay, first of all, I love the energy. And second of all, talk about your microphone.
It's a Shure MV7, and I've got it hooked up.
Oh, there we go. We lost you for 30 seconds there. I think you hit the mute while you're showing us. Yep, we lost you again.
Hold on. You got me now, right?
Yeah, I got you now.
All right. Sorry. Yeah, I wanted to show you my Volt 176. I just got it. I'm pretty proud of it. So I kept on blowing out everybody else and like clipping and everything with the mic. So I just bought this like inline compressor that I'm pretty proud of.
There you go, and you sound fantastic there.
Awesome.
There you go.
That makes me happy. Yeah, I figured like leveling up my audio is like the quickest way I could kind of make a difference with my streaming. And that's number one. Like we always said it. Videos are great, right?
But if you're coming in and people can't hear you.
Yeah. I still have problems though with the StreamYard. Like it'll crackle sometimes, and then I'll be turning off echo cancellation, and then I'll be turning it back, and then it'll start crackling again. Then I'll be turning it off again, and then it'll stop for a while. Like with the guest audio, because it's always so difficult. Like I put in my email to them once I establish that they're coming on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, at least get some headphones for me. But it's really difficult. Like they might have headphones, but if it's Bluetooth, sometimes it'll.
So here's a funny thing: is it crackling on your side or their side all the time?
I'm assuming it's my side. I don't think they can hear it. No, it crackles on my side, I think.
Okay, so here's the one thing, and Christian and I had a whole show on that, right?
Really?
Sometimes the crackling is not the system. Where the crackling comes from is the wire itself.
Oh.
So sometimes the wire is going. So the crackling is the wire. When you move the mic or you do something, it's the wire's loose, so it crackles because it's not fully connected. So what we love to do, what we did with one guest, and we actually did it live on our show, we made them unplug each one and put it back in. And as they did it, we found the wire. Because when she grabbed the wire, we heard the buzz, and then she put it back in, and we heard the crackling. So sometimes when you hear that crackling, it's nothing to do with your system. One of your wires is either A, going or fiddle, or it's not heavy duty for what you're using.
Yeah, maybe. It just seems weird that when I hit the noise cancellation, or I turn off all of the settings in StreamYard, and the crackling goes away for like a good 2 or 3 minutes, and then it like returns.
Comes back again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So first thing we always tell everybody is set your recording on.
Yeah.
For yourself. You know how you can self-record?
Uh-huh.
Take it off of the headphones, put it onto your speakers, and then slowly go through and unplug and replug every wire.
Okay.
And see if you hear the crackling and where it's coming from. And
that's when I use your looping idea. I just wrote down that idea. Is that what I say be back shortly, and then I do all that while I'm
Exactly. So we do it before the show. And then secondly, when your guests come on, how long do you give your guests to show up on the screen?
I try to give them like 5 minutes, honestly, but I'm doing it every day, so it's kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes people come on like super professional, and then others, I told them not to use their phone, and they're still like streaming off the cellular network,
Well, here's the thing. You have to show that your show is important.
Yeah. And
you have to show them like, look, if you're not coming on a certain way, I can't use you.
Yeah.
Because my show is quality show. I need quality guests. I need everything quality. So when you're sending them a reminder, say, please remember, you need to be in a quiet area. You need to have headphones. You need to have this. If not, you just tell them straight, I can't use this episode. When they hear that, they don't want to waste their time, and they want their episode to be shown. That's why they're coming on your show. They want to be shown. They want to advertise their stuff. But when you tell them, I can't use your episode because I'm hearing the crackling, I'm hearing echo and all this stuff, people will be more consistent on doing. And write them a list. Say, can't wait to have you on the show. Please have headphones to make yourself sound better. Right. I will try my best. Please have this, 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 and this. And then if they really want to do it, there you go.
Yeah, I have the headphones thing in bold, but maybe I just need to like, these are the things that like the 10 commandments sort of thing going. If you can't do these 10 things, then don't bother.
Right. Because you're going to waste my time. I'm going to record it, and then I can't use it because you're going to hear all the echoing in the background. You're going to hear different sounds, and it makes it look, and then people don't look at the guest.
Yeah.
People are going to look at you. It's your show. They're going to be like, well, what did he do wrong? What happened there?
Right. So totally.
Don't be scared to tell your guests it's a production. I need you to do it. Because here's the funny thing. I don't know where you're calling in from, but if like a radio station or a TV network told the guests, I need you to do A, B, and C, I guarantee you they would do it.
Right. But they've also got producers like screening them and doing all this extra stuff. They have a team, it's just, this is a one-man show. It's kind of hard to like, you don't know that they've they've jacked it all up until they're on with you. You know, all of a sudden they're on with you, and then you find out, oh, crap, the audio just like they're not up to
So
it. Or
I'm going to come in on this guy.
I knew Leo's coming. I seen the twitch in his eye.
This is a big thing for me. So we always do tests. We always do tests before. So I've got a meter on here. I'm going to lag slightly, but I have a meter here, so it doesn't listen to me. And you'll see that green circle. So if you put it back, and I just bring me and Sky in.
Yes.
So just bring me and Sky in.
I'm going to take my stuff
just
out,
take
right?
Charles off a second. Right. Just move Charles. We're both clicking at the same time. So Sky, if you now talk, just tell me what you have for breakfast. This is the normal question.
I had a cup of tea.
Keep going.
I had to be or not to be. That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them to die.
Okay. So what we're actually doing here is, you see you're hitting around about 24. It's a little bit jittery because of how I'm doing it, and normally I don't do it this way. But what that actually is doing is telling you how loud someone is, and we want to show them that. And we always do this a day before. We bring somebody on, we listen to them, we look at their camera. Everybody thinks the important thing is how they look on the film. I mean, whatever you, Sky, whatever you and I do, we're never going to look as good as Charles. So we have to live with these facts. But what we actually can do is we can sound as good, or if not better, than him. And the key thing is, there's two parts. First of all, if they have a mic like you've got, or I've got a mic like mine, you've got to eat the mic.
Yeah.
That mic is, I'm eating the mic. If I move away from my mic is not going to sound as good as it sounds when I'm like up close. And it's and you have to say to people, if you want to sound good, that's it. And the key is you turn it around and you say, we want the guests to be able to see and hear you as best as possible, and for you to get your message over. If you say that to it, then you're going to get a better response. Because everybody sits there and says, oh, I sound great. Nobody's ever complained at me. We also make sure that they scratch their mic, so we know we're on the right mic. We say to people, you can listen with AirPods, but don't use the mic on them, because the mic on an AirPod are just terrible. And the classic quote, and Charles has used this before, I've used it before, is is TV without pictures is radio, but radio without audio is dead, is broken.
Right.
So something along that line. You've got it. The audio is the most important point.
So here's an example. No one can see me right now, right? It's not about my picture. It's the message. And if you can't hear my message correctly, then what's the use of coming on here? Right. That's the main thing. And like Leo said, if I'm stuttering or not sounding correctly, my volume can't hear these are so many things that it's not going to be great for your show.
Right.
So at the end of the day, what's more important, seeing me or hearing my content that I'm giving out to the public?
And
totally.
And again, the thing that people hate is they don't want to have these headphones on. So these aren't the headphones I normally wear. I was only using these headphones when I'm in the green room. When I come back in, I'll change. And if I just quickly swap my audio so I can hear, I should now be able to hear you.
Shut them off.
Still out there?
There you go.
Yeah. Those are nice.
These are pretty small. These are the aftershocks. They sit in front of your ears, so you can still have your ears open. If you're gifted and talented and have more hair than I have, I think Charles, you and I, that day's gone, hasn't it?
No, sorry guys.
Gone.
Those are the cards you were dealt.
Yeah, so
that's it. We're not going to get there anymore.
Everybody be like, well, Charles, you're not using any. Yes, I am. So
that's
mine
it.
are in there. They're clear over the head. Long cord behind you, it shrinks. I can hear everything clearly going straight in.
So when you boys are plugging those in, are they going into your where are they going into? Because I've got my monitor, my headphones plugged into the monitor jack of my inline compressor. Are you plugged into your mic?
Okay.
Are you plugged into your because when I plugged in the computer, I couldn't hear my own levels then.
Okay, so what you're asking for is something called side tone.
Okay.
Side tone is when you can hear yourself.
Right.
That's what you're actually asking for. So when I'm using these,
I'll write that down.
because then they're sitting not in my ears, I don't need side tone because my ears are still there. I can still hear because they're not blocking my ears. If I use these ones, which is are those the M6s?
Mine? No,
Charles? Charles?
No, mine is the Me.
Me, yeah, the MEE M6s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are exactly the same ones. These are the MEE M6s. These are the Bluetooth. I've just got the Bluetooth connector on them.
Okay.
But these are the same thing. You pull it off. You've got that's the earpiece. The reason they're like that is so that they're designed so you can have different options. They're never going to sound as good as if I put on these, which are closed earphones.
Right.
Yeah. So I have the same other ones right here.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing like just podcasting and no one's looking at me, I'm using these ones because I want to hear every crackle. I want to hear every sound. But if I'm on camera, nice, clean, nice, clean lip.
But for when you have these sort of things, then what you need is you need to put side tone back in. The side tone you put back in, I'm using a Flow 8. So I have the Behringer Flow 8 mixer, and I mix in to my own mix a bit of my own so I can hear myself and the room. This is exactly the same. If you look at a live event and you look at a band when they're playing, they'll either have in-ears or they'll have in front of them monitor speakers, which are wedges, which sit on the stage. And the wedges sitting on the stage give them so they can hear what it sounds like. So it's a different mix. Literally any mixer can do something along that line. Digital mixers give you the advantage, but you don't have to go down that road. And there's lots of different ways of doing it. I just got in a comment. I'm just looking. Rob, can I join? Rob, the green room link is there on the link down below. If you've got questions, you want to ask us questions, why we do what we do, how we're doing it, as Sky is doing here, please bring them in. So that's that. There's some of the points there. Good microphones, always good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a bit. Charles has heard me do this before. I'm just going to swap between this microphone, and I'm going to go see if you can hear the difference between this microphone. This is the MacBook Pro's standard built-in microphone. So that's what the MacBook Pro sounds like. And what this sounds like. Can you notice any difference?
A little bit, yeah. A tiny bit of difference. Yeah.
just a little bit.
Just a little.
And here's my thing. I get a lot of people that come on thinking that it's a Zoom. So they can use their Mac or whatever laptop they want. I'm like, that's fine. But the thing is, you have to have headphones, because when you don't have headphones, when he turned on his Mac, the sound came out and went back in.
Right. All the ambient sound. Right.
It just went back in. But when you put in the headphones, it won't take the sound back out. The sound's going into the person's ears.
Right.
I told them, if you're going to use a Mac or a laptop, it's a must have headphones. Yeah. You don't get that echoey reverb.
So to give you an idea, that it's a last generation Mac, so it's not that old, but it's it was $3,500. It's i9. It's
still
top of the range.
Yeah.
This mic is about $400. So it is. This is it's that sort of thing. But if this is what you're doing, and as Charles has mentioned, if you want your message to come across, then having a mic is a sure investment. And the one you have there is great. The only thing I would do, I would bring it, get it closer to you. Maybe do as I've done, which is lower it down so it's across your, So my mic is down there. Yeah. I'm on a lower arm.
Here's a funny thing. A lot of people, when they get microphones, they don't want it in the shot.
Yeah.
So they put
Right.
it off to the side, or they do whatever everything because like, oh, it's ruining my shot. Okay, but here's the funny thing: know your microphone, because this is the pod mic.
Yeah.
The sound comes from the top.
Yeah.
So I can't, if I talk right here and as I'm talking and I move it to the side, the sound quality is not the same because where the plosive is right on top of the microphone. So here's the bass.
Right. Got
So
it.
you gotta know,
Got it.
like Leo says, you gotta know your microphone. So if yours is from here and you have it off to the side, we're
Right.
getting part of you and the echo of you, not the real bass of you.
Well, isn't it funny that all
believe
the amateurs don't want to have their mics in the shot, and yet every time you see the professionals, they've even got a dummy mic there, like Jimmy Fallon and them. They've got a dummy mic there to make the shot.
I mean, if you know when you're mic in the shot, you can always dress your mic up, can't you? So.
Oh, I just got one of those. Do you see my puddle on the?
Yes, we can.
I got the duck back there.
So remember,
but it's. I would argue. I remember, and I'm sure you know. I remember when I first started seeing people on the tube because I live in London. You know, with an iPhone out scrolling through, or even a Kindle, and it all looked a bit weird. You know,
right.
There's all this technology here. And you get used to it. A mic in the shot to me says, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
A mic out the shot. I mean, my mic is. If I push my mic away, as Charles just did, you probably still can hear me. But
I can.
It just doesn't sound anywhere near as good as the mic in the shot.
Well, on my show, I get very animated. We get excited. Plus, I feel like I'm the one carrying it most of the time. I'm the one cracking all the jokes. I'm the one who gets louder and louder and louder. And so, like, sometimes I feel, you see, sometimes I feel like when I'm eating the mic, as you say, I'm clipping them out. You know, I'm blowing out the.
Well, here's the thing, and Leo is better than this than I am. There's programs like what Leo was doing and have fun with it. So I know when I get excited in my show, because my intro on my show is loud.
Yeah.
So I know where my settings is. So I know when I'm doing a morning intro, I take my dBs down a little bit, do my intro, then I bring it back up. Because if I do my morning show is good morning. Hey everybody, Charles here. And I'm excited as well. But I'm blowing someone's eardrums.
Right.
But there's ways to, I mean, there's lots we could spend a lot of time about. And you mentioned it earlier, Sky. You said you were using a compressor on your mic?
Yeah, I'm using let me try to do it without muting it this time. I'm using the Volt 176.
Okay, so it's a compressor and a limiter in there, is there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if I explain that without going into so if everybody thinks that a sound does that, and what all that does is the compressor says, I've got a maximum. I'm just going to keep it so it stops it. Yeah. It's like having you're driving your car and you hit, it won't go faster. But it keeps, it governs it, but it keeps it up in the top range. So it keeps the voice in the top range. And it does that by lifting the gain. And then it goes, oh, I'm hitting the limit. So it sort of squeezes it between 2 points. What's the downside? It does. You do hear it if you're used to listening to the voice. You can hear that it's made the voice sort of thinner, but it does keep the levels, and it does really well. If you want to go into more, there's lots of details about why when they started doing this to music, that's why music sounds the 80s music. Right. They didn't used to do this. Anything past that, everything sounds like they filled the track full.
Right, and that Phil Spector,
that's why
Phil Spector wall of sound, and
exactly
that dull drum that they put in. Yeah, the drum always sounds like it's dulled down.
Exactly, and as Wesley says here, Wesley, thank you for that. Like cruise control, you've nailed it. You've nailed it. But it is, and this is actually a really good comment here that I really like. You know, audio is an investment. I absolutely agree. I can show you what I look like if I can. 5 years ago, I started like everybody else, and you just add a bit more.
Yep.
If anybody says to you, what's the definitive answer? Have you got everything? It's like, nope. There's always something here. Everybody's gone to the Rodecaster 2 is the new one, isn't it, Charles?
Okay, hold on. I don't want to show. No one tell my wife that that right there is Amazon gone crazy.
Oh.
I think Amazon should have a tick of, when they say, "Can we deliver on Saturday and Sunday?" They should have another tick that says, "Don't deliver when my wife's at home." That's it.
Alexa knows when she's home.
Right, because here's
That's
the thing.
it. That's it. Because and to be correct, I mean partner. So whatever, however, it's like I think we're all in trouble for it.
Whoever the warden is.
Right. So here's the funny thing. I want to ask everybody in the comments right now. Take a look at your microphone and put it in the chat. What microphone do you have right now? Or what microphone did you start with? Put it in the chat right now. Because there's questions that say, what is a good mic for live streaming? Here's the funny thing. We can't answer that. You know why? It's your preference. What style do you like? Because I can change up my microphone to go with my style. Some people like the big mic. Some people like these little tiny ones. It depends on what you're going to do. Okay. Yeah. You need a microphone that you researched and felt comfortable with. And number one, in your budget. Because I can tell you to go for the best mic out there, which is $800. And if you don't have that, don't go get it. You build up to it.
And I think there's lots of things here. This microphone here, which I really actually like, the Samson Q2U.
My first microphone.
I really like it.
That was my first microphone. Very first microphone when I started. That's the bad boy right there.
It has USB and it has XLR. Why? It's powered. It's actually a dynamic microphone. So this is the big thing that everybody thinks they want, a condenser microphone. Condenser microphones pick up more of the room. You can pick up when the planes are landing. There are planes landing behind me, and I've closed the windows. I don't know if you can hear them, but I'm underneath the Heathrow path. This is a dynamic microphone. It literally is designed to pick up this area. What's the downside? It needs something to lift the gain high enough so that it can work, because it works perfectly well in a silent environment. The Shure that you're on there, which one are you on? The Shure MV7?
The MV7,
yeah. And there's a lot of people in here. I'm just going to go through this. The Blue Yeti, condenser microphone, really nice sound. Got to be in a quiet room for that one. If you're not in a quiet room, you're going to hear everything else. Samson QV2, there you go. That's the one I just showed you there. A lav mic. So a lav mic's the one that you attach on here. Pretty good. It's around this area. Most of them are really good on there. And we've got lots and lots of other points here. And going in, as you see, this is going into, and what they're telling you is IDC Business Communications is saying the Surface mic, and then it's going into an Elgato Wave 3. That's the mixer or pre-mixer or whatever you have. Leanne Smith, my first mic back in 2009 was a $20 handset from Radio Shack. Well, Leanne, is there still? Do you still have Radio Shack? We lost ours.
No, they're all gone now.
We have one, and now it's called Source, right? It's just over to Source. Yeah, but I love that because you know what it is. Check out her channel as well. She does fantastic work, but she started off what she can have and grew into what she has now. Okay, so there's the main thing.
And if you're after you really want to look at things, the Shure that you've got there, and the SM58, the Shure SM58 is the bad boy of microphones. That thing has been thrown around every stage in the world. It's the sort of thing, if you look back at the Queen Live Aid, Freddie Mercury, that was an SM58. But it doesn't work if you talk quiet, and it doesn't work if you hold it out here. That thing needs to literally be attached to you. You need to chew it.
You need to chew it.
People normally say it's about that distance. You put your hand like that. Yeah. And again, we come back to that same question. For the condenser mics, people can put them far away, but if they've got any noise in the room, you're going to hear it. So it's
But what about your
it's
sleek,
really
your sleek
interesting.
headsets? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I want to get a new headset so I look as sleek as you
Yeah.
gentlemen. Do you, and then where you're plugging it in? Are you plugging it into your inline, or are you plugging it into
So
the back of the mic?
this I'm Bluetoothing.
Okay.
I'm Bluetoothing for hearing. I would
Mm.
never Bluetooth for mic. I'm Bluetooth for hearing straight off the Mac, and then I'm using a loop back to be able to control what goes to where, so I can hear it, and I can
And
get
that's
some
and
stuff
I'm
on there.
trying to find it because I didn't start it, and that's my fault. Somebody was asking me, he says, Charles, where am I plugging my headphones in? And again, I'm plugging it in directly into my Go XLR.
Okay.
So with my Go XLR, I have the ability to hear myself in here and hear myself as I speak through the mic. So it blends myself, so I can hear myself.
And while we're on mics, because I know we've gone a bit on this, but with just a couple of other bits, just so you know what this is, just a little bit of tech discussion on this. So this arm, this is a low. This is the low slung arm from Elgato. I wonder if I could show it better if I show my second camera. And if you haven't seen this, there's this second. You've got the ability to bring in a second camera. So I'm going to say extra camera, and I'm going to see if my FaceTime will come in. Yeah,
Just
here
like-
we go.
Just like that.
There we go. So this is. I'm actually going to bring in my second camera in here, so you can see it. This is my Elgato arm over here. That's low slung. So it's new. A lot of the mics have been changed. If you look at Charles's microphone, you'll see his arm goes all the way over the top and comes back down again. That's a
Yeah.
traditional style arm. That was how mic arms were. But because people don't want them in the shot, this is low slung, so you can see it's coming across here on the microphone, and that's how the low slung arms work.
And I'm going to show you something different. This is the new AVR Media. Now, the reason I got this is because I wanted the low arm like Leo. But
Yeah.
because I do radio, I also wanted the other one. This microphone arm can turn into 5 different ways. So, see? I can make it low profile. I can make it top. I can turn it into any direction I want. So this is the only microphone that's out there right now, microphone arm, that it can turn into 9 different positions. So I can have it low profile. I can have it hanging. I can change it to any style.
That's awesome.
Now it's low profile.
And the thing to be really key to, Sky, with all of these things is you need to hear what you sound like.
Right.
You need to hear yourself. So I do that trick of where I record, where I was listening to myself on the microphone off the Mac. Record yourself on 3 or 4 different microphones. You're gonna hate hearing your own voice. Everybody does. Everybody hates their own voice. But you're not listening for that. You're listening for which one sounds the best out of them, which one sounds like a real voice. That's what you're trying to get to. So you want to hear those. I know we're spending a lot of time on these questions, but I'm going to finish one thing up on mics, and then we'll move on to some other points here.
Well, we actually got to go to rapid fire because we got to go real quick.
All right, I'm going to be fast. Just one other thing that people always, when they get the microphones, they wonder what there's stuff in the box. What Charles has got there is the filter that he's got around it is actually designed for when you're outside, and it's just a wind filter. This on the other side is called a pop filter, and the reason for that is it's for plosives. So the letter P normally hits the microphone. It's quite fast and it hits it hard, and so you have a plosive filter to try and stop it. So if you ever hear somebody in there talking and their T's and their P's seem to sort of bang your eardrums, that's when you need a plosive filter on there. So that helps out. The windsock also does actually help a little bit on it. Sometimes you see ones with a furry type. We call it a dead cat. That is there to stop wind. If you don't have those outside, if you've got a travel mic, and I haven't got mine on me, if you have a travel mic, if you're outside with your phone and you're trying to listen to doing a live event, without that, it really, really doesn't work.
All right. So
We've got
before we
loads
go-
of questions.
So here we-
Sorry, any more questions? Put the questions with the queue in there. We'll
Yeah,
try
we're
and
gonna
get
do-
through them fast.
We're going to do rapid fire for about 5 minutes, much questions you can. So put a queue in front of your questions. If you haven't got a chance to come on, you have another chance next time. We apologize, but we want to get this information because mics and sound is key. All right. So put a queue in front of your question. We're going to do rapid fire and we're going to do a giveaway. So put hashtag.
We're going to say goodbye to. I think we need to say goodbye to Sky.
Yep.
Thank you for all of your questions and everything. And we hope we're going to see you again and hope it goes well.
Yes, thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
All right. So we're going to do hashtag live. Hashtag live right now.
Live.
You're going to be able to wear one of these nice shirts. Okay, there you go. See, we got the shirts on. So just put hashtag live in the comments and we're going to do the giveaway tool. And if you don't know what the giveaway tool, everybody can have the giveaway tool. It's really easy. All right. So while everybody's doing hashtag live, I'm seeing it's populating right now. There it goes. It's moving. It's grooving. Yeah. Just put hashtag live in there. And then we're going to draw a winner. And we're going to do some of our questions real quick. And then we're going to go.
So for everybody who's watching, who's using StreamYard, obviously what we're doing is I'm starring some of the questions so that Charles can bring them up and he can see the questions. So I'm rapidly going through, finding any questions that we missed out. I'm looking for any of those with the queue. If you put it in and we haven't answered it, do it again, just in case we've missed it, because we were busy and I had a bit of an outage. So I'm going to let you answer the questions. Okay. You answer the first questions, Charles. I'm going to drop into the green room quickly because we've got somebody waiting there. So I'm going to be back in a minute.
Okay, yeah. Tell them we'll bring them on next time. All right. So here we go. So he starred some of them. Okay. Oh, okay. So someone was saying sometimes you don't get all the questions. So they want to know, like some people will say, well, you didn't get my question answered or something like that. Sometimes you can't get all the questions. All right. But what Leo was saying, there's a feature in StreamYard that you can actually put a star in your comments. So, if you're trying to make a topic and you're trying to give an answer back to somebody else and someone else has a great question, you don't want to lose that question. So in StreamYard, there's a feature where you can just star it and go back to it later. Okay. And it puts it all in one section. So you can do that to answer all your questions. Okay. Another question regarding microphones. Are you suggesting? Okay. So the question is regarding microphones, are you suggesting that we test the microphones and do the research? Yes, yes, yes. Before I bought my microphones, there's a lot of YouTubers that test microphones for you and they give their opinions. And it's what they feel and what they think and how set up, what is best. So, I've researched a lot of microphones. I went online and said, okay, what do I want my mic to do? This is what I want my mic. I did some research. Then I went to people like Leo, which is great at sound, and said, Leo, this is what I want to do. And don't forget, there's some companies out there that have microphones already set up that you can go test, feel the weight, look at the size. Will it fit? With this microphone, I had to get a new arm because this microphone alone, the weight of it was bending every time on my old arm. So every time I'm talking, I'm constantly putting it back up, I didn't do my research on the weight of it to the arm. So make sure you do your research. What type of camera do you recommend for beginners? Well, for me, it was a webcam. I'm still using webcams. Every angle that you see that's coming in here is all webcams. The reverse angle, the back. When I first started off, it was webcams. You know what I mean? I'm not at that level to get a camera. And again, for me, research it. I see a lot of people say Sony is best or this one is the best mirror camera. This one, the battery burns out. This one does this. For me, it's a little too much. So
I think what I would always say to everybody about these questions, and we've got a very similar question. Thank you for that, Wesley. We've got the question I'm going to bring up, the one that mentioned before this, testing mics. So you're suggesting we buy several mics to test out and send them back as a way to do it. streaming, like everything else, is an evolution on what you're doing, what the technology is, what's out there. Actually, if you're talking about going back to that question from Wesley, this camera here is a Panasonic GH3. So where's that in the world? The GH3 is about, I'm going to say it's about 10 years old. I can't remember. It's about that. But what's actually good is I'm on the 1.4 lens. And the 1.4 lens, as you can see, if I hold something up, that'll do. It's out of focus. If you watch that focus and you watch how long it is, the focus range is really short. So I can't be in and out of focus, but it gives that beautiful depth of field. That's how I get the lights behind that is the real world outside. That camera, $500 roughly. The lens alone is about $200, I'm thinking. Is that the camera for a beginner? No. There's a lot out there. The Brio is still one of the rated best cameras for picture, not for sound. Which one did you start with there, Charles?
Oh, I went through them already. All right.
Yeah.
So let's do our giveaway, and then that's it. I'm going to go over to our tool. I'm going to hit the button and let's go. Here we go.
And we've got one person to come on afterwards. So a quick question from Marina. So we're going to do that just after the giveaway. And then we're going to be
ready. Congratulations to SmackDown Outdoors. Congratulations, SmackDown Outdoors. You've won one of our t-shirts. Well, congratulations to you, to SmackDown Outdoors. And if you want to know how he did it, we used the tool. It's on another screen. I'm trying to bring it up, but it's not coming up. But congratulations to SmackDown Outdoors. And if you want your gift, you just email in saying that you saw it on our show, and we'll get you this beautiful t-shirt.
You got the white one, or you can get the black one, I think.
There you go.
I'm maybe on a slightly older generation, so I'm less branded. But yeah, there you go. I just want to bring on Marina. Marina, you have a quick question for us, and hopefully we can try and answer this
Real quick.
Yeah,
Hi,
hi Charles. Hi. Yeah, I want to ask because we tried to use several cameras with a basic account, and how do you do that? How do you set up? Because we have one camera that's supposed to be used to do the stream, and then we wanted to add other cameras. Is it possible to do that? How do you do that on a basic
Marina,
account?
are you talking about everybody in the same room?
Yes.
All the cameras in the same room. Okay, so this is a
Right.
classic question, and it actually is the same with everything. If you're going to want to bring multiple cameras from one room, there's two choices. You can either use something like a switcher. So I'm using an A10 Mini, and an A10 Mini has 4 inputs, so I can switch between there. Or what you can do is you can use the second camera option, which is available on some plans. So that was the way that I was bringing in the second camera option, and Charles was jumping between. But Charles, are you on an A10
right.
there where you're just swapping?
No,
Yeah, it looks like he is.
I'm doing a Stream Deck.
Okay.
Oh, Stream Deck.
okay.
I use a Stream Deck, and I go from camera 1 to camera 2, camera 1 to camera 2.
Okay.
Oh, but don't forget, also in StreamYard, you can go from different cameras. So what I've done to make it easier for myself right now, if you go into settings and you go to camera, you can actually put in different cameras. So I'm going to go to a different camera like this one. This is StreamYard I'm using. Next camera. This is all in StreamYard. Okay.
So you're just choosing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
but
wow,
the big
yeah.
thing, Marina, is your audio can only be one feed. Do
That's
not open
right.
up 2 audios from the same room.
So
So
here
and
Because
mute the
2
other
audios is
devices.
you can only use one.
So when you do plugins, because I use webcams, but my webcams has microphones.
Right.
When I put them in, I mute all the other webcams.
And you put the fake thing, right? The
Yes, and
jack.
I only use,
You plug it.
right, and I only use one. So when I switch,
Okay.
the sound doesn't come in because I'm only using my main. So that's
Okay.
how it is. So if you don't have all the tools like an A10 Mini or Stream Deck or any of that or OBS, then StreamYard
And-
gives you the ability to switch from cameras to cameras.
And the
We
other thing,
used
Marina,
we used OBS in one session, but I was wondering if like we can just totally use StreamYard.
You
well,
can.
you can. I've used it. I always look at it like this and say, you know, a plumber will come to your house. They won't have one screwdriver. They'll have a
Right.
set of screwdrivers and a set of wrenches, and when it really doesn't work, a big hammer. You need all these tools. You need to try all the tools. Some of them will work. It won't work. You can't. There isn't just one tool that works every single time.
Right.
So you have to find the right tools that work for you, and that's experiment. And the big thing I would say, Marina, don't do it during your live show. Try out some tests.
No.
Try out some things.
Yeah.
Try out some things, because otherwise you'll have what exactly happened to me earlier, and I lost my Mac. But you know,
Practice.
try it out.
Practice before
Thank
the
you.
Practice
show.
some more.
Practice.
And
I
if,
like.
and if it
Sorry,
goes wrong,
I was
it
just
goes
gonna
wrong.
say I like the tip of Charles that I can use StreamYard. Just switch the camera settings.
That's it.
Brilliant.
Everybody loves Charles, and they hate me. So there you go.
Eh,
Thank you,
no,
Marina,
Leo, I
for
love you
confirming
too.
everything that he says.
We can't do it. We can't
Love
do
you
it
too.
without you. We love you, Leo. We can't
That's
do it
it.
without you, Leo.
All right.
Leo.
I know. On that
Leo.
point,
Yes.
seriously, it's Charles and I do this show. We're helping out Christian, etc., etc. But we could do with some more hands on there. But it's
Yes.
Christian you need to talk to, not me or Charles. If anybody out there who's watching feels that they can add some to this, please talk to Christian to help out on here, so we can have a few extra hands on here, and we can help more
Would
people.
love to work with
That's
you, Leo.
There
Go
you
and
I'm
talk
gonna
to
learn so
them.
much from you, Leo. There you go.
All right,
Marina, we're going to
everybody.
wave goodbye to you so we can say
Bye
goodbye.
bye.
Bye,
Thank
Marina.
you. Bye.
All right,
Oh, you do it. You do it.
Leo.
That is- yeah.
Leo and I are on the same way. Like push the button at the same time. Push the button at the same time.
We do it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Just
So-
talk to the man in charge,
All
Christian,
right,
not us.
everybody. Listen, we appreciate you coming on. We hope you learned the little things here and there. Don't forget, though, tomorrow, Sunday. What is that? You got to tune in. You got to tune in
To
at
the town
9
hall.
o'clock. Town hall meetings. Town hall is always where you find the little nuggets, little secrets, little things that they're doing, and some of your suggestions that you wanted. Like a lot of these suggestions with the mural, with the replay, with the looping, with the music came from regular people like you and me. We put in suggestions, say, hey, we'd really love this. And they're like, a lot of people have been asking for that. So what do? They put it in.
Put it in.
So
And
make
if you
sure you do that.
can't watch it every time, and I'm not saying that, Tristan, a good friend of mine, he does a wrap up of the show every single week. That he tries to get it out within about 5 minutes after the show. So it's in there, and you can see what the points of the show was and what the new features are. But it's amazing. I mean, Charles, I don't know about you, but I've noticed the ramp up of new features are coming out. It's just every time I log in, there's something new. There's something else to use.
I'm gonna
It's
put
really
this out
good.
there. Last Sunday, they mentioned something was coming. I don't know what it is, but they mentioned that we're going to be happy. So I think you guys should watch tomorrow. Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay, that'll be great. That'll be great.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. But the main thing is keep streaming, keep doing what you're doing. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Love you guys. Love the show. We'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, now. Are you ready?